Good morning. Hola. Namaste. So until I see my viewers to come, I will explain you the today's recipe, which is a source of healthy carb as well as a healthy protein. Okay, it is called. It is a. It is a tissue nourishing recipe, and Ayurveda has given very much importance for of this recipe to have a proper nourishment, a proper growth in the body, and beautiful to use for kids, developing kids, the kids who are growing, they are shifting. It is a good source of carb, and it's a full source of energy, and this is going to be one of the best combination of a carb and protein. Okay, so let's talk about what is the content. And yes, viewers, this is Aruna Patki, the doctor of Ayurvedic medicine and surgery, and Ayurvedic practitioner, and I'm live from America, North America. And let me know where you are watching me from and where you are located, and how do you like about our this healthy ways of eating, the art of Ayurvedic nutrition, the way of improving the health, the way of healing on your own, the way of taking care of yourself, the way of feeding the nourishing food, the way of accepting the food in the body, the way of combining the food, the way of combination of the food. So all of this is going to play very important role in Ayurveda, and the art of Ayurvedic nutrition is all about relearning about your own health. Okay, so today's topic is a healthy carb and how you offer the carbohydrate as a source of energy in your diet. So stick with us. This is Aruna Patki, a director of Ayurveda Healing Spa, author of 2 books, the Healing the Mind, Body and Soul. And the first book is all about talking about the self-awareness and the food, and the second book is all about talking about the self practices through the yoga as well as meditation and all the practices what we offer and do in Ayurveda as well as yogic principles, yogic practices. Okay, so let's talk about this in today's recipe. Our contents and ingredients are this is a black raisins. Okay, this is a golden raisins, and then I don't know how many of my viewers knows this herb, and this is a cardamom. Okay, I know many of you don't know, you know the cardamom powder, but this is how the cardamom looks like. Okay, and then you have to break the pod and get the seeds, and then the seeds looks like this. Okay, how many of you know this? This is a cardamom seed. Okay, so cardamom seed, I roasted them a little bit. Okay, and then I cooled it off, and when the temperature was cooled off totally, then I make the powder and I store it like this. So this is with the skin. Some people does not prefer the skin, so they remove the top covers, which is a little hard and which is a bitter in the taste also. Okay, so many people prefer without skin, but as you all know, I love the pungent bitter astringent taste in the food, so I'm going to put the cover of the cardamom in the powder making. Okay, so this is a cardamom powder with the skin, but you have a choice option that you can just saute this. You will find this in the healthy food stores, the cardamom seeds, so you can find it in the healthy food stores. You can saute a little bit, dry saute. There is no oil, no ghee. Okay, you just dry saute a little bit, let it cool off, and then you make your own powders. Okay, all right, so give me a thumbs up if you know what we are cooking today, and let us know where you are watching us from. Okay, this is Aruna Patki from the North America. Thank you. So, and the most important key we will be using today. Any guesses, guys, what this is? Have you ever heard about this herb? Yeah? This is very powerful, very powerful. This is called it as saffron. Okay? How many of you know saffron and its effects on the body? Yeah? So always and always I like to bring the whole medicinal values of the food, and the food, prepare the food in such a way that you are offering not for your mind. Okay? Imagine when you are offering the food, your mind is just tempted for 3 to 4 minutes. Okay? The way you when you see the exotic foods, when you go to the fancy restaurants, when you see the decorated plates in the restaurant with the dishes, beautiful dishes, see, presentation is a different thing. Okay, the art of presenting the food is different, but what matters is not the presentation to the body. What matters to the body is your nutritional value of the food. What matters is like how much nutrition is in that food, how much healthy that food is. So I will always stick to the basic principles in Ayurveda. So I will explain the benefits of this in a second, but let's start with these two parts. And we started one open spot, and the second one at the same time we will start. And in this one we will be adding the milk, and today we are using milk, but you have an option. You can replace the milk with the almond milk. I am going to use the cow's milk, which is organic, but you have a choice here. You can use the oatmeal or you can use the almond milk. That is your choice. Okay? And if you are allergic to any of this, do not use any of this. You can just use the plain water, but taste is going to be a little different when you use the plain water. Okay, so the two pots are going on. One is for the boiling the milk and one is for sauteing the carb. Okay, so let's do this. The most important one which we will be offering today is I will be using this milk. Okay, a 2% organic. You choose whatever is available in your area. If you find a raw milk, awesome. If you don't, then see the milk which has a less expiry on your container. I will prefer that. Okay, so always look for the good options in your area where you are located, because every area has some plus and some minus. Okay, here you go. So the best carb, what is today's carb, is we are having a rice noodles. Okay, this is called it as a Shewaya in Marathi, but this is a rice noodle. Okay, we will talk about its benefits as a carb and protein later on. Okay, so one part of dry roasted, it's like a kind of a pasta, guys. You know the pasta, spaghetti, they almost looks like this, but this is a thin spaghetti. This is a thin pasta, very light, thin, and you can see the strands are like 3 to 4 inches. Okay, here you go. So one part of this, and what we will be doing here, I am going to pour one part of milk. So we will be doing the twice milk. Okay, so I'm going to cook this in 1:2 ratio. Okay, so here you go. Pour this into the pot where we are going to boil it. Okay, so here you go. Now, why it is important to do this, I am going to explain it to you, because in Ayurveda we has a very big concept, and the main cause of the disease is in the body is the mande agno. That means the low digestive fire. Okay, this is the second part. It's going here, and we will give some time to let it boil. Okay, so this is going to take some time. Until then we will start with our carb. So carbs are not bad. Okay, you need to know how to cook the carbs, and you need to know how to offer the carbs in the good form to the body. Okay, so here you go. So this pot is nice and warm. I'm going to put, this is a ghee. Okay, I'm a fond of a person, I'm a practitioner who loves to use the ghee in my diet. Okay, so here you go. So I'm going to pour 2 tablespoons of the ghee. Okay, here you go. And then I will be adding this small vermicelli. which is a small rice noodles, and give it a stir. Okay, they are going to take if you do not saute them, they are going to get burned very easily. Okay, so you need to keep the fire very low. Do not put on the high flame. Okay, so viewers, this recipe is very easily available. You can do it. Your health food stores, your Whole Foods, Healthy Home Markets, all the places has the different shapes and sizes of the vermicelli or the pastas available in your area. Just look for the options what you have in your area. If I am showing this from here, and if you are in the third country, I don't know whether you find this, but something similar you can definitely find it, as this is a international, I can say international eating, international living. We are all like no more one place person, you know. We are always a traveler. We are always at the different places. We like to learn and eat different food. So this is a new generation. This is a new time. It's a time where we have a lot of variations available to us, right? As because of the corporate world we have, so even the food is a corporate thing at the present moment. Okay, so let's turn on the heat again, and I'm going to saute it well. Okay, so when we are sauteing the vermicelli, let me tell you the ingredients, what spices we will be using in these carbs, right? Carbs, most of you know, right? Many of my clients says, I do not like to eat carb. I gave up my carb. I'm not doing the carb diet. I am avoiding to use any carb, and I just do the potato as my carb, or sweet potato. That's the only carb I like to eat. But friends, carbohydrates is a good source of energy, okay? And if you offer it to the body in such a way that your physical body get enhanced, or it will not get bothered by it, because of its heaviness. It's a heavy food, okay? Definitely carbs are heavy. We need to pay a lot of toll on our stomach when they are going through the digestive system, okay? But if you offer in such a way, the combinations what you will be offering, that's where it is going to make a difference, okay? So you can get this. I have the nutmeg powder also. This is from a Healthy Home Market, but I prepare my own nutmeg powder, okay? You always have choices. You pick your battle, you know, the battle with your time, the availability of your spices in your area, the location where you are located, whether that area has these spices available. You always look for the best options, because that is, everything is related with you and your body. It doesn't matter what I'm telling you. It matters how you are going to learn and how you are going to take some positive approach out of it, and then how you are going to offer it to yourself. Okay? Do not ever stop if you do not find one of the ingredient. You always have options, okay? If there is only one spice, just stick with your cardamom. If there is only one spice, just stick with your nutmeg powder. If even you don't have the nutmeg and the cardamom, stick with your saffron. How about that? Okay? Don't keep restrictions to yourself. Keep your heart open, your mind open, and offer with the positivity whatever you are cooking in your kitchen. And imagine when you are cooking this all the food throughout the day with a awareness and consciousness. Think about it, how much you are connecting to your nervous system, how much you are making some changes in your thought process, how much you are connecting with your endocrine, the hormonal system in the body, and how much you are pouring your love, how much you are pouring your energy when you are cooking your own food. And this food definitely is going to be a nourishing food, a medicinal food, a food with lots of benefits on the body. Okay? Now, another thing which is going to go in this one, now the vermicelli, if you see this, they are nicely roasted, and if you see the color change, this is exactly what I am looking for, okay? Give me some thumbs up if you see this brown color, okay? And let me know if you, let me also know where you are watching us from. Here you go. So now our milk is ready to go. I'm going to pour the milk into this one, okay? So when you are more conscious about your weight, okay? If you feel like you are very much into the the weight consciousness, if you are really considered about your weight issues, and you have some cholesterol going on, and you have some blockages in the body, you have some heaviness in the body, then there is a different way. Instead of putting the milk, okay, then you can add the water, and I'm going to put the milk here, okay? But if you have any concerns with the weight and your issues with the cough, and you have a mucus issues, you have respiratory system not feeling good, if you have cough, if you have congestion, if you have mucus, if you have what do you call it, if you suffer with the sinusitis, if you suffer with the heaviness in the upper chest area, if you suffer with the a lot of people asthma or asthmatic related symptoms, then in these cases you can avoid the milk, you can avoid the milk, and you can definitely use plain water, okay? I know it is not going to be that tasty, but there is another option when you do this, and when instead of the milk, if you use water, then you can add a lot of almonds and a lot of walnuts and pecans. You can enhance the taste of your food by adding all these dried fruits, okay? All right, so let's give it a second, and let's cover the lid so that it will cook fast, and when we will be talking about the effects and benefits, it will save our time. So I'm going to pour a little bit of water on the top, as my mom told me that if you cook the food, you need to put some water on the top, so your food at the bottom is not going to get burned. Okay, so this is a cooking secrets in Ayurveda. They all come with the practices, they all come with your own experiences, and they all come with the passing the knowledge from generation to generation. So Ayurveda is all about learning, observing, sharing, and improving. Okay, Ayurveda is meant for mankind. The more you practice, the more healthier you will become. Okay. Now, the most important thing when we will be doing this, let me share you some of the secrets of herbs which are going to go in. Yes, we have some nutmeg. Nutmeg is a hot potency herb. It's a nice painkiller. This is cardamom. This cardamom is one of the enhancing mood uplifter herb, and this is very good to improve the digestion, because when we are talking about carbs are heavy, right? That's what I told you already when we started, that carbs supposed to offer a lot of discomfort to many people if they are suffering with the low digestion, if they are suffering with the digestive issues, if their digestive fire is not good in the body, then definitely you will suffer with the carbohydrate intake. Okay, but if you add this digestive agent and make it lighter and make it more healthier to the body, then that is the key to offer. This is the way you can offer the salt to the carbohydrate to the body. Okay. Now, I am going to use some sugar in today's recipe, okay? This is a crystal sugar, plain, clean, organic, okay? But you can totally avoid this, okay? If you have a diabetes, if you are suffering with the sugar issues in the body, if you have ulcers in the body, if you have like skin disorders in the body, eczema, psoriasis, woozing, blisters, then you should avoid this, okay? You should not go with this. If you have acne, pimples, you definitely avoid this. and then you replace this with the you can replace this with the other things. So now let's see how this one is doing. Look at this, guys. There you go. Make sure, look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Look at this. Wow. So I'm going to mix it. Guys, now the milk is boiling, okay? How to use the saffron is the key here, okay? Now, let me see. Let me get some saffron, okay? Guys, friends, followers, this is Aruna Patki, the Ayurvedic physician, and I started my YouTube channel to reach out many more around me in my community in the world, because whatever I see in my practice, whatever I see in my daily routine practice, I learn from my clients, and then I like to pass this knowledge. Whatever I see the sufferings in my practice, I like to share and improve their conditions, their health, guide them with the Ayurvedic approaches, okay? So here in the States, with the 20 years of practice in Ayurveda and Yoga, this gives me an immense pleasure to share my practical experience with you all, what I have achieved and experienced over the 20 years, okay? So here you go, see this. Now the saffron is going to get boiled and leave the benefits. It's going to create the anti-kapha properties, okay? Because milk is going to be a kaphavardhak. That means it aggravates the kapha in the body. At the same time, milk is going to increase the mucus in the body, right? And carbs are also heavy. They are also going to increase the kapha in the body. So here, the most important key for you to add all these hot potency herbs. And yes, this guys, here goes the nutmeg, and then here goes the cardamom. See, you decide how much cardamom, how much nutmeg you want, okay? I like to have a lot of spices, lot of herbs in my food, because as an Ayurvedic practitioner, whatever I do in my practice, I have seen the wonderful effects in my clients and how they get benefits, how they get healed, how they feel better. That all help me to keep going and share these wonderful recipes with you all, okay? So here you see, mix it well. Now they are cooked very well. If you see this, exactly, this is not undercooked and overcooked. This is ready for us to turn it off. Now the important ingredient, which is go towards the end of the session, I'm going to use the sugar, because I do not have sugar issues, and I do not have any swelling on my body. I do not have any cough disorder. I do not have a mucus issues. And you know, sweet is also one of the major tests in the Ayurvedic food, okay? You need to just understand all the 6 tastes of the food. What are the 6 tastes we talk in Ayurveda? The 6 tastes of the food we talk in Ayurveda is sweet, sour, salt, pungent, bitter, and astringent. These are the 6 tastes, right? Out of the 6 tastes, how many tastes we are using here in our food? Think about it, okay? If you just go with the sweet, you know, cakes and pies and cookies and ice cream and all of that, there is only one taste. That's only what you get is like a sugar. Beyond sugar, you're not reaching any other nutritional food, okay? Here, I'm using nutmeg, I'm using cardamom, and now the most important thing, if you see, any guesses, guys, what this herb is all about? I will show you the leaf. Let me see if I can take any guesses, guys, what these leaves are? Yes, they are tulsi. Tulsi is known for its effect on the health. Tulsi is given the importance of the God's place, you know. That's why you see Tulsi all over, close to the temples, close to the different places where we do all the rituals. Tulsi has its importance in the spiritual world. Tulsi is known for its effects on the immunity system. It's the best immune builder in the body. Tulsi has a lot of health benefits. That's why you will see Tulsi plant at every household in India right in the front door because of its benefits on many systems in the body. But the best is for us to know is it's a best immune builder. Okay, it enhances the immunity in the body. Now I'm going to turn it off, and when you turn off the gas, now the gas is turned off. Okay, Tulsi is in, all the herbs, all the spices, all the hot potency herbs, they are in now. Now when you are serving this dish to your family members or to your kids, make sure this is not too liquidy and this is not too thick. Okay, this is exactly the semi-solid consistency we are looking for here. Okay, and all the tissue builds the Saptadhatuvardhak, that is what Ayurveda says. The Payasam is used to nourish the body. That's why we give a lot of Payasam to the kids as well as the old geriatric clients or geriatric people, older people, or people who has a lot of acid related disorders in the body, people who has a lot of pitta related disorders in the body. We use this. And then it is definitely a Kapha-vardhak food. It increases the mucus, it increases the congestion. So you be mindful about adding or replacing the milk with some other substitutes. And substitute you can choose and pick. If you are allergic to the milk, just go with the plain water. If you are comfortable with the oats milk, you can add some oats milk here. If you can want some almond milk, you can stick with the almond milk. Whatever your choices are, you know your health, you know your allergies, you know your digestion, right? But you have to think about all these cues when you're cooking. And when you're cooking with the mindfulness, when you're cooking with the awareness, that's where your first step, your healing started already. So, guys, friends, viewers, this is an Ayurvedic physician from India, a yoga teacher, a therapist here in the United States, the director of Ayurveda Healing Spa, author of 2 books, Healing the Mind, Body and Soul, first part and second part. The all talks about the self-awareness and food is the first part, and second part is self practices and mudra, yoga. So that's the second part. So I am trying my best to share my journey of Ayurveda, my experience of yoga with you all through all these different videos. And I started my YouTube channel, and whatever I learn in my day-to-day practice from my clients, I like to share my experience with you all. So if you would like to grow with me, and if we like to know how you can take care of yourself on the day-to-day basis, you can please subscribe my YouTube channel, Dr. Aruna Patki's Healing Mind, Body and Soul Health. Please do like it, subscribe it, ring the bell, and you can get all these wonderful recipes through the Ayurvedic approach, through the yogic principles, and we all can heal and heal better, feel better, create the wellness, and we all can be healthy and happy. Thank you once again. This is Aruna Patki. Today's recipe is called it as a Payasam, which is a 7 tissue builder in the body. It has almost, except I believe that I did not use the salt, except the salt is not here, but all other tests are in this food. So think about it. It is very healthy. People who are suffering with the weight issues, they can be mindful about the ghee as well as the milk, and they can replace that with some other substitutes. Okay, thank you once again. This is Aruna Patki, live from Ayurveda Healing Spa. Namaste. And please don't forget to share this with your friends, family, and share this knowledge of Ayurveda and yoga, and let's heal it together and let's feel better together. Thank you. Our YouTube channel, Dr. Aruna Patki's Healing Mind, Body and Soul Health. Thank you once again. Bye. Ciao. Namaste.